Phonics involves connecting the sounds of English to the spelling patterns that represent them. Adults who are still learning to read and write may already know some sound letter patterns, but are likely to have gaps in their phonics knowledge. Because of this incomplete knowledge, adult beginning readers have difficulty decoding, which is applying sound letter knowledge to figure out new or unfamiliar words while reading. The starting point and focus for working with adults depends on what phonological knowledge a learner already has, so assessment will inform lesson planning. Although the starting point for learning may be based on the literacy demands in their lives, sound letter knowledge should be taught mainly with a synthetic approach, systematically addressing a learner's knowledge gaps to build a more complete knowledge base. Some teaching will also be analytic, drawing on words based on the learner's reading and mistakes noted in their writing. Teaching phonics should be explicit, supporting learners to systematically build knowledge of sound letter patterns so that they become automatic, and sounds are effortlessly linked to letter patterns. In English, there are over 250 spelling patterns. Initially, the teaching focus should be on the 100 most common patterns. When teaching a new pattern, a word should be chosen that will be memorable to the student and does not present any other orthographic challenges. A short list of words with the same pattern should be taught to reinforce the idea that this is a pattern. Learning the relevant terminology enables discussion of the activities and reminds adults of the strategy that they are using. Relating learning to the context of adults' lives also makes it clear how learning is relevant and can be applied.
Hi Tim,
Okay. Hi.
we're going to use your name for this exercise. So what's the first letter in your name?
T.
Letter name.
Oh, T.
Okay, so to help us do this, we're going to learn a few terms. And we're going to focus today on the terms graph and digraph. So in reading and spelling, graph means one letter representing one sound, just like in your name, Tim. T, I, yeah, or the word cat. K, at. Great. Now, digraph, di means two, so it's two letters representing one sound. Just like the CH in this word, chip. Ch,
I,
I. Excellent. And in this word, we've got two digraphs. B, I, ch. Excellent, well done.
Adults may need to unlearn old and ineffective reading habits, like memorising whole unanalysed words, or guessing new words based only on the first letter. Words should be phonically analysed, with the spelling linked to the sounds, following the sequence of sounds in a word. As phonics knowledge and skills become more proficient, and learners apply these skills to a new word enough times, new words become automatically recognised and stored in long-term memory in a learner's word bank. This then leads to fluent and effortless reading. This process is called orthographic mapping. Teaching should support this process. Begin with short, easy words and progress to longer words with more complex spelling patterns.
Hi Tim.
Hi.
Last time we looked at graphs and digraphs, and today we'd like to look at the sound that C and H make as a digraph when they come together in a word. So the C and H are graphs. When they come together in a word, they make a digraph and have just one sound, ch, ch, ch. So can you hear the difference between ch and k? Yes?
Okay. Yep.
Great, excellent. So I've chosen the ch digraph because you work in a cafe. And in a cafe there's lots of ch words, like this one, which I'm sure you've seen a lot. What's that word?
Chip.
Chip, yeah. And what are the sounds?
Ch, I, P.
Excellent, well done. So here's some other words that use the same spelling pattern with the ch. So what I'd like you to do is use these cards and make a couple of these words and read them for me.
Ch. O.
Okay, the
Chop.
word is chop. Excellent. Okay, another one.
Ch. A.
Ah, chat.
Chat.
Great, so you do a bit of chatting in your cafe. Excellent.
Learners will vary how much they need to practice and review new patterns. Learners who are more challenged might need to repeat, review, and reinforce new learning in shorter sessions that run more often. Activities should support learners to encounter new spelling patterns and words in several different contexts. Decodable readers can present new patterns and words to enable repeated encounters, to build familiarity, and support transferring learning to long-term memory. Similarly, encouraging adults to look for words in their everyday lives supports practice and the application of new knowledge.
Hi again, Tim.
Right. Hello. Yes.
In your spelling grid, which you've used before, I'd like you to copy these words that we looked at last time. It's important that we copy them so we get the correct spelling to start with. Okay, so when you say the word chin, how many sounds do you hear?
Ch, I, N.
Okay, ch, I, N, 3. Okay,
Three.
excellent. So just write 3 in the box there. So now, with this grid, in each box, we write the spelling that represents one sound. So, like the example that I've done for you, in the first box, we write the first spelling for the first sound.
Which is ch.
So,
C-H.
good. So it's a digraph, so 2 letters in the box. So what about the next letter, or the next sound?
I. So it's...
Yeah, it's a graph, isn't it? So
It's a graph.
1 letter in the box.
Yeah.
Excellent. And the last sound?
Chin.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the tricky part in that
The
word?
tricky part is the ch.
Yeah, so just write ch over here, and that will just help you when you are learning to remember the ch is a digraph.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well done. Okay, well, I've got a short story I'd like you to have a go at reading for me, if you're happy to. And it's about Charlie, and Charlie's a cook in a cafe.
Charlie is the chief cook.
Now that you've read the story, what I'd like you to do is, with your highlighter, go through the story and highlight all the ch digraphs for me. I've also got here a list of ch words, and we're going to work through this over time because some of these are a bit complicated. It gets a little bit difficult, more difficult as we go along. Some of them have ch at the end of the word, like you saw. We'll work on these to create a sort of a vocabulary list for your work in the cafe. So if you're having to write these words, you will have the spelling there for them.